We focus on Donald Trump, his contribution to the national narrative, but Nicole, I think that gives a pass to the broader Republican Party. And we have to talk about that as well in this moment, because it is their silence that has normalized this escalation of this narrative across the country that Trump continues to reinforce. It's their inaction on gun control, reasonable gun control measures. I include myself in that. Look, I tried to move the needle within the party and I failed, and it's important in this moment to acknowledge it. I find myself today offering the same insight I did the night of the Parkland shooting a few hours from our home in Florida, which is this: Republicans will never do anything on gun control. Nothing, ever. They won't. Think about Las Vegas. They did nothing when 500 people were injured. The Pulse nightclub, 50 killed. The question for the nation was, do we allow terrorists, suspected terrorists, to buy firearms? Republicans did nothing. Parkland, they did nothing. Emmanuel AME in South Carolina, nothing. Go to Sandy Hook in Connecticut, nothing. The Jewish Temple in Pittsburgh, nothing. The Jewish Temple in San Diego, nothing. Sutherland Springs Evangelical Church in Texas, nothing. Now we have Texas, now we have Ohio in the same weekend, and all we get is silence. And so I say that because if this is the issue that informs your ideology as a voter, the strength to draw in this moment is to commit to beating Republicans. Beat them. Beat every single one of them. Even the safe ones in the House. Beat them. Beat them in the Senate.
You take my breath away with your bluntness, but you're not wrong. No Republican has ever been moved by any of those tragedies. Do you?
They have not. They have not. Look, notionally, I gathered with the Democrats when they had the House sit-in after Pulse, begging to form some type of bipartisanship in a moment of national crisis. Our leaders were not to be found. They went home. They hid. And the reason I say to voters, and this is obviously getting easier for me to say these days, beat Republicans, is because of this issue. Republicans won't do anything. And in the Senate, take back the Senate. And if you're a Democratic presidential candidate right now who has the opportunity to win a pivotal Senate race, drop out of the presidential race and win back the Senate for a party that will actually do something on this. And when the Democratic Party finds their nominee, beat Donald Trump. Beat them. Get a change there. And the last thing I will say, Nicole, to my former Republican colleagues and to Republican voters, if you actually think that the Second Amendment was envisioned to protect gun rights in this moment of national tragedy, to allow carnage with weapons of war, if you actually think that was what the Second Amendment protected, you're fundamentally constitutionally ignorant. And if you know that's not what it protects, but you continue to do nothing, you're worse than constitutionally ignorant. You're a scoundrel.